Yo, JD here. And as you can see, we are back on F1 22 as always. But in today's video, we're going to be doing something very interesting and something that a lot of people have been talking about recently. And that is what you are about to see right here now. And as we load in the setup, you're probably wondering, Monza and Spa? Yeah. Not wings. And yeah, I can't believe that this seems to look like it's potentially viable on certain tracks. So in today's video, we are going to test exactly how powerful this might be. And first of all, we're going to do it on a couple of tracks where it shouldn't be that great, but let's see what kind of performance it delivers. So we're just going to be showing you a couple of clips, and then later in the video I'll be showing you full 2 races as well, so 2 5-lappers in full. And yeah, a few tracks, a lot of people have actually been using this, and straight line speed is very important in this game. ERS harvesting is very important. Slipstream and DRS is not that effective, so the lower downforce you can run, the better. As you can see here, the amount of speed we have in a straight line is crazy. And I think can't quite remember what my Bahrain setup was. I think it was in the 30s or high 20s. Yeah, the speed difference is just absolutely ridiculous, and you can see that already as we're coming in here. We're not even using the battery, and it's just outrageous. But obviously the drawback is, as you can see here, a lack of downforce, which when I was using this, the traction and just the stability of the car was definitely much worse. But you could do things to the setup to actually help that out, and we'll go see it again as we skip on to the start of lap 4. Squares up ahead of me has the DRS, and yeah,
you're in the top 10.
It's absolutely ridiculous how fast you are on the straight line like this. And you can see on the exit, of course, he has a much better downforce, much better traction, so we lose out there. But on tracks such as Monza and Spa, which people have been using this on, I think this is actually the quicker way. And I just want to hear what your thoughts are on this. I think, yeah, it is pretty crazy, and you're about to see another example again. So 2 people here have the DRS ahead of me. We're quite a way behind. They're all using the battery as well, and
okay, this is your final lap.
It's not even a competition to get these moves done. And does it need to be banned, or is it a skill if you can use it? In my opinion, I think if you want to use it and take the risks, then by all means. But a lot of people have been saying that they think it should be banned. So please let me know what your thoughts are. We're just going to show the first lap at Azerbaijan here, because this is also another fairly good example. So we started at the back, making quite a few positions at the start of this race as we get slammed into the wall there. But you can see again on the exit, even though we get a poor exit, yeah, and we're not even using the overtake button when we're going outside the red ball here. So fair play, gave me room, and we're up into P8. And yeah, you're about to see again, it's actually just so scary of how much faster you are, and it's only 20 clicks less winger. But the thing is as well that it is actually still usable in the corners. You do lose a little bit of the downforce, but it's not like it's absolutely horrendous in the corners. Like, as I said, you could probably change a lot of things on the set with the suspension and the ride height and everything such as that to get more rotation, more grip in the corners. And I think this actually could become a viable option, and you're about to see once again. Yeah, and a lot of people around here are running less than 10 front wings, so the wings are not even that much different, and it's just mind-boggling of the speed difference, and you're about to see it once again here. So I managed to get one guy into this one, two guys up ahead of me, and once we use the overtake button, it is just absolutely insane. And yeah, if you look at the delta, look how much we actually pull away going into turn 1. So it's already 2 tenths. It's gone up to almost 3 tenths going into the braking zone, which is mad. But now we're going to show a full race. So this is the first one at Australia. The next one will be Spa after this. So we're starting in last place. Let's see what we can do around here, because this should be a track where I'd say it shouldn't really work that well. But again, you will see of how, if you can keep up the momentum, then yeah, but it also depends on the level of competition you're driving against. Obviously, if you're in a very competitive league and everyone is lapping within a half a second of each other, then I don't think it will work. But if you're somewhat of a specialist at a track and there's varying levels of ability in the lobby that you're going against, then yeah, you're about to see here once again, even without the overtake button. And the benefit is not just the straight line speed, but as I said before, it's the ability to maintain as much of your battery as possible, since the engine is not having to work as hard, since the downforce is so low, there's so little drag on the car. And you can see through the corners, it's not that bad at all. So I think there will be more tracks than Spa and Monza. I'm trying to think of others, like Azerbaijan definitely could be one, the one that we just did. I think around here you will probably need a few clicks off the downforce, but we could be seeing a lot of tracks where we're using single digit figures when it comes to the front and the rear wing. So let's stay on board here and see how this race progresses. And you can see we've made up about 14 positions, so up into P6 at the end of lap 1 already. And you can see through this section we're definitely struggling with the downforce, so the gap is about half a second. And then going to this corner, obviously we don't have the bite as we would have done, so he's pulled away there, so the gap is 6 tenths. Let's see what it is coming towards the end of this straight. So we used the overtake just a little bit, so not too much, but the gap has come down to under a tenth of a second, so we gained about half a second. And you could go through here, yeah, we lost a little bit during the corner, but again, it's not too bad. And now we're in a position to overtake, and we don't even have the DRS or anything at all. He goes in a little bit deep, so we try and go for a bit of the switchback. He should have the more downforce coming through this section of the track. We leave some room on the inside, and then coming through here, he should definitely be faster than us around here. But then as we go through here, let's see what the gap's going to be. He's using the ERS, but you can see even with the slipstream, we're just pulling away as well. It is just absolutely nuts on the straight line speed. There's nothing you can do to counter it. And even if you're slower in the corners, just being impossible to overtake on the straights. Like, you could just re-overtake people on the straights, hold them up during the corners, and even if they get a run on you on the exit of the corner, and even if they have DRS and the battery, they will not be able to get past, because the DRS is just not that powerful. There is absolutely really nothing they can do. They're gonna hope they can get past and then just pull away in the corners, but then yeah, you're just gonna catch up so quickly again. It's just absolutely crazy. So again, please let me know what you think of this. It really is quite mind-boggling, as we're now up into P4 now, and seeing if we can try and catch the leaders. One of the guys up ahead has a 2-second time penalty, and they are all coming together as well. So we're not going to get the fastest lap because we don't have quite enough of the downforce, but strategically, as I said, this could be a very, very viable option for a lot of the tracks. And in my opinion, I think with 0-0 wings, you should not be having this amount of downforce still. It's, yeah, it should be almost impossible to go around the corners. But you can see here, yeah, we definitely lose a bit during, but if you can keep up that momentum and have the skill and the experience to do that all the time and keep it consistent, then why not? Really, it's pretty incredible. So if you look at the gap is 1.6 seconds up to this trio up ahead. The guy in third has a 4-second time penalty now. So come through here, you can see again, we lost a little bit of time, but then we're just going to gain it all back on this exit, and looks like they're really starting to bunch up just a little bit now, and we're going to try and get within the DRS zone. And you can see, since we've pushed quite a lot of the battery, but since we're running such low downforce, we've managed to actually maintain, and it's going to be so much easier to save that battery power as well. So we have got the DRS here. We're going to get the DRS on the exit of turn 1, and we're not going to use it here, so we're going to save it till the last straights just to see if anything happens. And yeah, I'm not sure what wings I was running here. I think I was running 1915 wings, something like that, from my hot lap band setup video. So yeah, a little bit more, but not a crazy amount more, as we get this corner quite nicely this time. So just starting to adapt that we need to be turning in earlier with these lower wings. And you can see again in the straight line as Kim now has a 2-second penalty. So currently we're in the net P2 here, and let's see how much time we lose going through here, and it's really not that bad at all. He gets a poor exit, and because of the speed we got, we're just going to get this move done pretty easily. These two going side by side, and what is going on here? Oh my god. And it's, I think a lap car has taken out someone here, and the two people next to me have a time penalty. So as long as we can keep it on track here, I think we're going to do a last to first with 0-0 wings around Australia. And you can see Alfa Romeo has the more downforce, but in a drag race to a line, it's going to be no contest, and we have actually done the last to first with 0-0 wings. And yeah, that is pretty nuts. And we're only a 10th off the fastest lap as well. So now we move on to Spa. We're going to be starting in P14, and a lot of people should be running quite low downforce as well, but I'm not sure a lot of people are aware that 0-0 wings could actually work around here. As you can see, we got a pretty incredible start, being boxed between two cars here, and now we're up into P9, make that P8, and let's see what wing settings other people are running. It'll be very easy to tell straight away. And Mohammed Monk, sorry, I'm not even using the overtake button, and yeah, I don't think he was running a low downforce there. So now we're up into P7. Let's see how many positions we can gain, as an Alpine has gone off. So now we're up into P6. So pretty good start once again. And coming off the exit of here, Alfa Romeo gets pushed out wide. The Mercedes, you can just see there's, yeah, is this too OP with the wings? Because it's just, there's absolutely nothing you can do unless you're running the same setup. There really is absolutely nothing you can do. And the setup I'm running here is actually the world record on PC as well, so it is the fastest over a lap. And on the exit of this corner, we're up into P4 now. We've got Big Beta up ahead. Razek, my teammate in P2, good friend of mine, and I think he was running 0-0 wings as well. So you see on the Delta, we're not going to catch him that much, but we should be catching the guy in third place pretty quickly, as we do that chicane quite nicely. Already got our sights set on the top 3, so it's not going to be quite a last to first attempt, but starting P14, we were quite far back, so it's a pretty good start so far. Trying to get some good momentum on the exit of turn 1, and let's see if this guy is running low downforce as well. So coming up through into here, I think he is running low downforce, but it's not quite the 0-0 wings, and you could just see once again it's absolutely night and day difference, and it just feels a bit unfair, to be honest. If people aren't aware of these settings, then yeah, it's pretty hilarious. And yeah, again, I think not even tracks such as this, but I think there's other tracks where you're just going to make yourself impossible to overtake. But obviously the downside as well is that not just the cornering, but your tyre wear should be a lot worse with the lower downforce. So it'll be interesting to see how many people do go in this kind of direction. So we're now behind my teammate, who I believe is also running 0-0 wings as well, because I was in a party of him when I was doing these races. And if you keep an eye on the guy in the lead, Kim, he was definitely running a much higher downforce than us, and you can see we're using a bit of the overtake here now, and we've already gained about 4 tenths on this straight alone. And you know, if we used the overtake button, we would have gained about a second going through into there. But then through the corners again, you can see he does pull away slightly, but we're going to try and conserve our battery as much as we can, because I know Razak ahead of me is also running the same setup as well, so I do have to compete against him pretty much identically with the same setup. And yeah, so we're just going to keep our ERS on the lockdown for now, try and let him waste his just a little bit. And you can see he's about half a second behind. See how quickly he is closing in. He doesn't go for the overtake here. You can see go for the corners again. It really isn't that bad at all. If you lost 7 tenths to 8 tenths in the corners, you're going to gain 4 tenths or more on each straight, and in a race situation you're just going to be able to save and use so much of the ERS much more often than someone else who is running a more traditional higher wing setup. And you can see again Kim is putting away in this section, so the next 2 corners you should be able to see him pull a bit of distance between us, and you can see he's gained about a tenth and a half through there, almost 2 tenths. On the exit here, he should be gaining it again, so the gap is about almost 1.5 seconds. Let's see what it's going to be at the end of the straight. So we're using a bit of the overtake here to make sure we're staying within the DRS zone, and you can see the gap is coming down to under 1 second, and all that advantage that Kim gained in the middle sector has just gone away completely. And yeah, I definitely think for tracks like this Spa that you have to run this setup, and it's absolutely maybe you could run maybe 2-1 or 3-1, which on games like 2013 1-1 wings and 2-1 wings was pretty much the norm, but we only had 1 to 11 options. But now you have 0 to 50 on this, so the range is much bigger. So as we're coming up through into here now, just obviously keeping in mind that our teammate has the same setup as well, and you can see his red light is flashing, and we still have about 50% ERS as well, so there really is nothing he could do. As my teammate does go on ever so slightly, almost losing the car, and then coming out of the exit he loses the car, unfortunately for him. And then coming through this section, Kim dives down the inside here, and you can see he's just got so much more downforce. So if we can just maintain the position ahead of him, we know that he has pretty much had no ERS to defend with or use to attack at all. So the gap is about 1/10 of a second. Going through these sequence of corners, he will be much faster than us. But again, like I keep saying, we are almost on 70% of the ERS, and if we were running maybe 10 on the front wing, then we would probably be down to 20% ERS right now. It just makes it so much easier to recoup the battery, and we're going to be using it on the exit here to avoid him getting too close. But I even think at this stage, even if he had 100% ERS and the DRS, he wouldn't be faster than us in a straight line at all. And you can see we pushed that gap up to 7 tenths of a second, now down to 6 tenths. Let's see what it's going to be at the end of the main straight, so we're pretty confident he's not going to be able to overtake us in a straight line. But let's see how much we could actually pull away here. So he is going to get the DRS on the top of El Rouge. Gap is 0.6 of a second. Let's see what it's going to be at the end of the straight. So using the overtake here, he's going to get the DRS as well, mind you. And yeah, the gap is going up to over... Yeah, so I think we gained about 0.6 in a straight line. So he's going to gain a little bit back for this middle sector. And we'll see how much he does gain here. But I know that he just has absolutely no ERS to use. And we still have about 50% of our battery to lose. So you can see he's got it back down to under 1 second again. Just going to try and maintain the momentum as much as we can, and we didn't really even lose out that much in the sequence of corners so far. She should be again gaining a bit through these sequence of corners, but we still got so much of the battery to use, so I think the gap is going to go up quite considerably. So it's 1.1 on the exit here. Let's see what it's going to be as we go into chicane. So gap is 1 second. We're using the rest of our battery here, so it was 1 second the exit. What's it going to be when we get to the braking zone? It's going to be 0.8 of a second, almost 0.9. So we almost gained a second in that last sector as well. The gap has gone up to 2 seconds. Lost a bit there. But man, yeah, that is absolutely crazy. So yeah, let me know what your thoughts are on 0 wings. Do you think it should be nerfed, should be banned in some way? Or do you think it is a skill, a viable option if you can use it? For me, I don't really mind that much at all, because anyone can use it at the end of the day. So yeah, let me know what your thoughts are. Give it a try yourself, because you have seen the setups here. Thank you so much for support on the videos. Make sure you check out www.coachlimitless, because I do private coaching 1-to-1 90 minutes, which I will be doing from next week onwards. And make sure you check out Bybit for the chance to win F1 paddock passes in the future. And yeah, I will catch you very, very soon. Peace.